What's up, YouTube? Remy Connor here, Inked Magician. We're back with Tricky Tuesdays. I know we were supposed to post a video like a while ago, and the reason that we didn't post a video so soon is because honestly life has come up. I have been utterly depressed due to life, and it's just been very hard to get out of bed. But with that being said, I've made it through to the other side, and now we're back on inspiration. I've actually hired Lad Moud. That's a real sentence. Yes. Mad Loud Media Productions. They're shooting the YouTube channel now, which means that we got some big things coming up. Today we're opening up a brand new deck of cards. It's this one. It's this deck of cards. You ever seen this deck of cards? Maybe. Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. I don't know what's in here. I kind of ordered 2 decks of cards off of Facebook Marketplace one night, and I don't remember what they were. And they showed up, and yeah, I guess you're gonna be as surprised as I am to find out what's inside. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the deck opening. Remember, kids, gotta stay hydrated. Super excited to open up these cards. Yes, you'll notice there's a slight tear there, but that doesn't actually tell me what they are. It just sees that they're black. Anyway, let's get these open. It's funny, I don't know if I should open them like, you know, neatly, right? Like, should I try to be like super neat, like the, you know, the OCD kid, or should I be like Christmas morning child and like tear them open? So, I'm just gonna get down to it. Which ones are these? Labrynthium. Labyrinthium. Labyrinthium? No idea how to pronounce that. Nice black and gold. Really like the seal that's on them. It's a black and gold seal. Let's get this out of here. Get the cellophane off. So the case feels like cardboard. I feel like some companies have shifted towards that use. It does feel a little cheaper, at least in my opinion. But then again, maybe that's just the direction that we're going with cards and designs these days. The gold holographic? No, not holographic. Well, what would that be? Reflective foil, gold foil. That's the phrase. The gold foil is really reflective though. It makes it really pop out of there, especially in this light. But I am not used to working with this kind of lighting. Pretty fun. But I really like that seal. I almost don't want to rip it. I mean, actually this feels, it's not ripping easily. The seal, I will say, is definitely a little bit higher quality because that did not rip with the nail. So let's check out. Ooh. First of all, that looks great. When you open them up like this, you know, I wonder if in this design, if this is an actual maze. Like, is there a way to the end? I don't know. I'll trace this one night. But look at that black edge. I actually don't think I've ever seen a black edge on a deck of cards before. Something about that looks so odd and elegant at the same time. You know, I did like the feel of the box, but I do like the way these cards look. They did not spare any expense on the actual cards themselves. Oh, that feels so cool. You know, I'm very used to performing for a live audience with a bright colored pack of cards. And when I do this riffle, I'm very used to just seeing all white here. So going down like this and just seeing black back there feels like I'm looking into the abyss. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, that feels very different. The Ace of Spades is okay. I get the design, how it's simple, you know, and they kind of minimize it. But you know, the Tally-Ho Ace of Spades, it just has that, like a huge Ace of Spades on the front. I get that it's smaller and supposed to be sleek in design, but now the face cards I like, that's a cool design. This looks great, right? Getting rid of, you know, all of like the eyes and that, but just keeping the bear. That looks pretty cool. That's a good looking deck of cards. Now see, the diamond I feel like is supposed to be that size, and I like how they only have it on half. Again, the face cards look great. The Ace of Clubs looks cool. There's not much more that you need to do with it. I just feel like the Ace of Spades needed to be a little bit more, and I like this outline around the hearts. 2 different colored jokers, that's nice. And again, the foil on these cards, it really, like, that really does pop. And again, we have our double backer and blank face. So I like that they're now keeping at least consistent with these. Set those aside. I like these cards a little bit. They look They look great. I'll try to give them one of these. So I believe that this would mean that they are not what's known as traditionally cut, which means a traditionally cut deck of cards can easily do what's known as a Pharaoh shuffle. The ability to take the cards and interlace them one for one every other card. You can see it kind of happened here. One of our previous videos, we'll link to it. You can see where we actually do the one for one shuffle. Let's see. I'll show you. Face up into face down. See how these cards handle a bit. Alright. Some cards back to face to back to back. That was pretty cool. They handle nicely. Let's see, what else can we do with them? I'm very curious how these are gonna feel for like a live audience. See if they're gonna like them as much. They seem to look pretty fun. I don't like that they have that outward bevel. I prefer an inward bevel. Outward bevel meaning that right now these cards are going with this. Yeah, this is the problem with black cards. You can see how after trying to do one Pharaoh shuffle, that white appeared. So overall, they look great. I do not believe that they would last long looking like this. I'm not going to know until I test them for a live audience, but as of right now, they do look pretty cool. Not my favorite deck of cards that I have opened. But they definitely did a good job. You know, the back design I feel like is a little lazy for something called Labyrinth. Like, I think I expected to see like a full, you know, labyrinth. I don't really think that's asking for much, do you? I don't think so. See a labyrinth on the back of these? Overall, I don't know. They're okay. I am excited to perform with them. See how the foil pops out in public. See how the black pops out in like a nightclub. See how that works. Other than that, let's test these out for real people.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Remy.
Maria.
Pleasure. First, we'll start off with something a little odd. Matches. You ever heard of something called the human jack-o'-lantern?
No.
Do you like Halloween?
Yeah, I love Halloween.
Do you want to see my Halloween costume?
Yes.
Human jack-o'-lantern. That went out. That was my bad. Let's do it again.
Nice. You can do a smoky old fashioned that way.
I could literally be my own old fashioned. Like I could be a living old fashioned. But that was something weird with the match. Now I'll show you something magical with the match.
Okay.
But still weird. Fair.
Sure. All
Here.
about getting weird.
You get one match.
Alright.
You get a second match. And you're gonna pick a match. Whichever one match you pick, we're gonna strike the match. We're gonna light the matchbook on fire. We're then gonna take the other match and we're gonna magically transform that match into smoke and then back into an unlit match. Sounds like magic, doesn't it?
Yeah. My chemistry degree wants to disagree with this, but you know.
Pick one.
Alright, pick this one.
To light on fire.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And was everything in here burned?
Correct.
That means the last thing to do is to change it back to an unlit match.
That's crazy.
Here, give that a tug. Is that really attached?
It sure is. That's crazy.
Now, what we're doing is Tricky Tuesdays. All right, Tricky Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we get a brand new deck of cards from somewhere. We open it up, we review them, and then we go to people like you and we show you magic.
That's cool.
Would you like to see the magic with these?
Yeah, absolutely.
So these are called Labyrinthium playing cards, right? Under the concept of there being a labyrinth and the confusingness of this. And I thought the cards were beautiful. My only disappointment was that it's not actually a labyrinth on the back of the cards, which is kind of what I wanted. But with that being said, all I need you to do is just pick any one of these. Just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. Take your card. Take a look at it. And show it to the camera so to make sure the camera gets it as well so that they can see both sides.
This is a hard game.
Okay, so you know what it is, right? Like if you see that card again, you'll remember it?
Sure.
Cool. All right, let me take it. And
Getting to the first level without dying.
really, this looks a little odd. Okay, so Labyrinth would be a little confusing, right? You wouldn't actually be able to find. Everything would look exactly the same, wouldn't it? Right? Like no matter where you picked in there, you would keep walking around and around. Every turn would look exactly the same. Now, if you did pick a card, this could look like the ending.
Okay.
Right? What card would you have picked?
What card would I have picked?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Name one. Which one do you think you would have picked?
I don't know.
All right, so it would have been like an ace, a 2, a 3, 4, 5. How about just black or red?
Red.
Red. Okay, would it be the heart or the diamond?
Heart.
Heart. Odd or even?
Odd.
Odd. Ace, 3, 5, 7, 9, Jack, King.
7.
7. So you would have chosen the 7 of hearts. Yes? Sorry. Face down. Could you take your card and place it in the middle? Face down for us. Thank you. And look, if we place it back in, we give a little wave. Did you see it happen? Your card jumps straight to the top. Your 7 of hearts. I know, right? It looks like. Here, watch. Touch one. Touch one. Touch one. Touch one. Now, you can admit that as you would go through the labyrinth, even though corners would start to look the same, some of them would start to stand out, right?
Right.
1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Pull out your hand. But as you start getting through it, you'll go more and more and more into the maze until eventually you'll find what you were looking for. You start to understand your way a little bit, right? You start finding every way.
I'm mind blown.
But it still feels like the maze, right? Because even though at this point you can see where these are, you don't know where they came from, which would be similar, right? Because you wouldn't know where you were. Even if we take these cards and we spread them out on the table, you'll see we now have literally an entire pack of cards. Yes, every one of them now here, except for one.
Right.
I mean, don't worry, you still haven't reached the end yet, but if that had turned to the 7 while it was on the table, I mean, that would have been something special, right?
Yeah.
Thing is, at this point, there's actually no, it's 7 of spades, don't worry. As you can see, there is nothing left.
Right.
Which means we have to get to the end. We said that this was going to look like the end.
Yeah.
So this is 7 of hearts.
I need to go home and rethink my life. That's crazy. Noe, I need a raise.
Sending request now.
That was good.
Maria, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time.
That was good. Damn. I could never wrap my mind around this stuff.